Guten Tag, mit me. Wie geht's? Madida, ich bin Dida. Yeah, I've been posting some newer videos lately because I've seen a trend lately that kind of concerns me. And you know, Dita likes to help. I know most of my people that watch my videos are older people like Dita. But I see a trend amongst younger people and a lot of younger guitar people posting things, and we get a lot of views, and so that's why I'm posting this, so the 3 or 4 young people who might watch this in the next 30 years might actually get something out of it. I'm concerned because like leftist-leaning political people and over-educated morons, they're giving a plethora of bad advice, like their videos saying you don't have to practice scales, you don't have to know how to read music, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. Okay, yeah, if you want to be mediocre and suck all your life, yeah, don't do any of that thing. But I don't know, I didn't even watch this video because just the title turned me off. It says, don't practice scales. Or I've seen others that say you don't need to practice scales. Well, you know, you may find practicing scales boring, but if you practice scales properly, you're training your fingers. So anytime you're doing something beneficial, like stretching before you run, or starting out slowly and going faster, you're helping yourself. So that's just crappy advice. And the other thing I see is there's just this laziness. Everybody wants to give you, okay, you know, you can play just like so and so if you do this. Well, no, you can't. Reminds me of a time I taught lessons a long time ago, and a wealthy guy came in, and he looked at me. He couldn't play a note, but he had money, and he bought an Eric Clapton signature guitar, and he said, this is what he said to me. He came and says, how long will it take you to teach me to play cocaine just like Eric Clapton? I said, well, I don't know how talented you are. I don't know how fast you learn. But I said, just like Eric Clapton? I said it could take 2 months to 10 years. or longer, right? And he looked at me like, are you making fun of me? I said, no, I'm not. You haven't even had a lesson. I said, I don't know you from Adam. Like, you may be extremely talented. You may not be. I mean, how am I supposed to know? All right. I mean, I suppose if you really wanted to play it exactly like Eric Clapton, call him up and ask him to teach it to you. Anyway, the other thing, you know, I'm big on like, okay, so this is, I'm going to continue everything I said, like just play 3 chords for a whole week. Now I'm playing this in my phony Martin Sinker, right, mahogany guitar, with my LR Baggs lyric. And this is another thing I hear. So I hear like, okay, now, I don't know if you can hear that, but okay. The other thing is know what you have before you say it's shit or whatever. So I knew when I was getting this at the time. Now this guitar is now, I think, 14 or 15 years old. Some of these pickups, and I'm all for it if you can afford it. I can't afford to get a new pickup every time one comes out. But if you can afford it, yeah, try the newest thing. It might be the cat's ass. It might be better than this. But there's nothing wrong with this. At the time I got it, I knew what I was putting in here, right? And I also was aware of what I was getting. Like, I know it's a microphone in there. So because it's a microphone, it's very sensitive, and it's going to pick up internal vibrations of the top. And Baggs knew that when they designed this thing. So they put, I don't know, it's a kind of a preamp in it or something that you can tune it with this little plastic stick, right? But if you get it right, and all right, so you know microphones have certain characteristics. So you gotta get a preamp and dial it in to how you like it. doesn't mean that it's shit. Now the thing I noticed right away when I put this in, and I have some friends that have bouchers, excuse me, phony Martin Sinkers, imitation Martin Sinkers, not bouchers, that put K and K's and swear by it. Now I have a couple of K and K pickups. I didn't want that in my boucher. Actually, at the time I got this, I didn't think I even knew about K and K pickups. Because I've done this. I don't talk about stuff I don't know, and when I talk about stuff I don't know, I will say, okay, yes, I have not played a Martin Sinker guitar, but I've played lots of Martin guitars, and if the top, most of the sound is in the top, so you can't. I think I'm pretty safe in stating that. I think it's a marketing gimmick, because your back and sides isn't going to make a dramatic difference, because I've never seen it make a dramatic difference in any guitar. It's the top and the bracing. That's where like 85-95% of your tone comes from. That's just a fact. I've studied luthier. I'm not going to say I'm a luthier, but I know a lot about it. I built a guitar. So, and I repair my own guitar, so I know a little bit about it. All right, and I also talk to luthiers. Anyway, that's beside the point. The thing is, you know, I like the characteristics of the Baggs Lyric. I found it a bit bright because it's a mic, so it's going to pick up. See, it picks up your finger scratching. To me, okay, if that's excessive, it's bad, but it's also part of the thing that happens, the experience that happens when you actually play friggin' guitar. And the point I was trying to make was that I have a few friends or acquaintances that have K and K's in their bouchers, and they prefer it over that. But I say, but my guitar sounds like my guitar, and the K and K, all the bouchers I've heard with the K and K, they still sound good, but they sound very, very similar. So that's my point. Because a microphone will pick up more of how you play the guitar. So some players might not like a microphone near their guitar because it points out their flaws, which we all have, right? If you've got a mic, a good mic, on or near your guitar or under your guitar, you have to play technically better. Not amazing me. But don't do that. Don't do anything that Dita suggests, because this is what Dita suggests. Get a good guitar, or 3 or 4 or 5. If you can afford 20, get 20. Set it up while practice. And practice scales and learn how to read music. And I guarantee you'll be a better player. So prove me wrong, you can't. So my advice to, or my thought on all this plethora of videos saying, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. Pentatonic is garbage, this is garbage, this is garbage. Theory is garbage. There. Take Dieter's dander from his beard and suck on that. Wiedersehen. Happy plucking.